I don't know whether you figured it out or not, but in the last few weeks, 4 colleagues of ours, 4 colleagues of yours, 4 committed citizens of this country who are out doing nothing other than peacefully protesting and fighting for themselves, for their families and for their communities, were jailed on behalf of themselves, their families and their communities, and all of us here today. It's a very, very noble thing in Irish history and in history everywhere for people to sacrifice their freedom in defence of themselves, their families and their communities. So I want you to give a big welcome on the stage now for Damo. Come up here, the three, introduce yourselves. For Olly, for Damo and for Bernie. And Bernie's got the mic. Bernie always seems to get the mic.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the people of Cork who woke up the nation. If it wasn't for the people of Cork, we'd be still sitting at home wondering why nobody stood up against this corrupt government. And to see so many here today makes me proud to be Irish. I'm being locked up in a prison cell, not knowing what was going on the outside. People standing outside in the sight, snow, rain, protesting for us. It was a great honour to know that you are there. And it's a great honour to stand here in front of you today. So a big thank you from me, Damo and Bernie. Thank you.
We could never agree on it anyway. But listen, the first thing I want to say is to the media. At the press conference there during the week for the launch of this, the media kept pestering the people at the launch, asking about numbers, they're going to be down and whatever. I asked them the question, whether it's 70 or 100,000, what number would please them? Now, I'm asking them, is this number good enough for you? Now, what I want to say first and foremost is to thank each and every one of the people standing in front of me and all of those people who can't be here today but want to be for one reason or another. And for people to have come out in their numbers 2 days after we were incarcerated wrongly in the prison was phenomenal. And I think that put the skids up the government as well and the elite in this country who are trying to break this campaign, who are trying their utmost to put dissent among us. Well, look it, we're telling them, and I'm telling them now, from me, from the people in my area where I live in Finglas, none of us, political parties or the community, and this is a community-based grassroots movement, and we appreciate all the help we can get from political parties. But it's not about political parties, it's about the people, and the people will let the parties know what they want. There's just 2 other things I want to say. I want to thank all the people that were in prison with me, and I'm sure the lads would like to say the same. That the people in prison that are incarcerated in the prisons, the system in this country, most of the people that are in there should not be there. If they do, they should be in treatment centres. They shouldn't be fed methadone to keep them balanced, or whatever the word is. This is what we have to stop. And God forgive me for saying it, but I think it suits the powers that be that we have problems like that in the country, because they can divert our attention from the real problems of them screwing us over left, right and centre. Now, as you all know, we're very much involved in the anti-metering campaign, which is a part of the broader campaign. But But I would say to people to remember that it's not just about not paying the bills, which is of huge importance. But if we haven't got the meters in as we move forward, they have no money coming to them because they can't measure the amount of water we're using or whatever. And it's the meters that will be their gem, in my opinion, and in a number of other pieces, Conor McCabe and other eminent people like him. But I would also just ask people to stand together in their communities when the meter men, as we call them, come in, and do it peacefully, like we have always done. The powers that be in the media are trying to say that we are bully boys and that we're thugs. Well, I'm no thug. I might be very loud sometimes, but I will stand for what I believe in, and I will stand with my people as the people of our communities that are being raped and pillaged since the formation of this state. We've got to stop it now. And I know I might be going on a little bit, but it's not often I get the opportunity to talk to such a big crowd. Now, what I want to say is about unity. We must have unity. Unity in this campaign and unity as we move forward. We've to forget our old, maybe gripes with one another, which we all have. I do anyway. But the thing is, we've to forget that if we're going to move forward. And if we are really, as a people, our political, and I'm talking to the political parties now, if you really want, to change this country, listen to the people. Don't run ahead of them. Listen to what they say. Don't be making decisions in Dáil Éireann or the councils without consulting your communities. Now, it's just about evictions. I know it's about water, but it's about everything. This is about austerity. Enda Kenny did say one thing. It's not only about water. Well, it isn't. We are not going to stand by as a people and see people thrown out of their homes. This is not right. They did not renege on paying their mortgages because they wanted to buy a big place in the Emirates or somewhere like that. They just cannot afford it. And I would urge everybody to support their neighbours and their communities if there is an eviction in the area. Go there, stop it. It was done hundreds of years ago, and they hadn't got the social media and the communications that we have. So we need to get up and support our communities and stop people from getting thrown out of their homes. Now, somebody said about the elections, or everybody has spoken about the elections, but I'm just saying to people about independence. Be very wary of independence, because independence aren't necessarily all for the people. In my own constituency of Dublin Northwest, during the local elections, somebody that had just left the Fine Gael party not long before stood as an independent. And because I believe she stood as an independent, a lot of people thought that her politics would be left and support them. She hasn't. And she knows who she is, and the people of Finglas won't forget that. And I would hope people in the broader community realise, ask the questions of your politicians, regardless of who they are. Now, the one thing I want to do is welcome it's International Day Against Racism. And that's right, give a big cheer out. We won't stand for racism in our country. We as a country have sent our forefathers, went scattered around every corner of the world, from Montserrat to Argentina to India, everywhere, Australia. We all know where they went. Well, I know we're a small country, but we're a small country with a big heart, and we can support one another, even our new communities, if we do it fairly and together, in unity. Now, I'd like to introduce Mehmet, who is from the Irish Anti-Racism Campaign, and I would like to welcome all the members of our new communities to our protest today, because it's ours collectively, one and all. Thank you.
I just want to thank you all. Can you hear me? I just want to thank you all, because when we were in prison, a lot of you came up to our families, and I'd like to thank the Community Against Water Charges, the committee. They did a collection. There was a few quid thrown every week around to our families. I'd also like to thank a girl, a barrister, on her own time at night. She went and she looked and she found the technicalities. Nobody mentioned her at all. Jane McGowan from the Kestrel there, okay? So well done to Jane McGowan. Also, just real quick, the prison officers, Chief Murphy, and the prisoners on Air Wing 7G, they were all great to us. There was no issue. They all treated us because they knew we weren't criminals. Everybody was very good to us. I've no problem protesting tomorrow, the next day. We're all the same. Sometimes there's just 20 of us in a protest, there's 20 links in the chain. There's 100,000 links in the chain. We're all the exact same, so we'll all work together just to give them.